Welcome back to the shipyard. Today, another top 10. Top 10 prize packs / boosters that are worth the money. And this isn't a ranking of cost per card or anything. This is just taking all of the prize ships, grand prize ships, whatever, and saying, these are the things that I think are actually worth paying above retail prices to procure. Now, I know some people don't go for prize ships, and that's fine. But if you do, then these would be ones that I think are worthwhile. So we're going to kick it off with number 10. This is the USS Raven. And the ship, not impressive, though it has some interesting potential as Federation spam. Magnus Hansen is an interesting independent captain, but again, probably not the reason you're chasing this down. The reason you're chasing this down is multi-adaptive shields, and it's a really good tech card. It's one of those ones that lets you roll dice against cloaked mines. Research mission, not a terrible talent either. Aaron Hansen, a very underutilized crew, but being able to look at an opponent's move and then change your move, that's power. And that's a very good thing. So this is a pack that might be tricky to find, but if you can find one, I think it's worthwhile. I wouldn't pay tons of money for it. This is one in that $20, $25 range that's worth it. Alright, number 9. A collective booster, the IKS B'Moth. This is one that just oozes quality cards. Maybe nothing top tier, but general quality. It's a Katinga, and that alone is a reasonable thing. It's a cool named ability. Canara, not a great captain, but Kunivas and Kapla are two very worthwhile talents, and things that are pretty good for the Klingon faction. Again, not like crucial, nothing that you absolutely gotta have, but if you came across one for, about the cost of retail, maybe a tiny bit more, then it would be worth it. And Tritium Intermix isn't a terrible upgrade either. So, hey, B'Moth, it's there. It's an option to pick up. Number 8, the USS Lakota. You can tell there's kind of a line between 8 and 9. Top 8, really good. 9 and 10, kind of like, what do we do? Lakota, Excelsior class. Cool named ability. Erica Bentine, captain. Tuvok, defy orders, meh, upgrades. But micropower relays, cool tech to have, and upgraded phasers, fantastic weapon. Just great card. Why this pack is selling for $45-$50, I have no idea, but it is. And that's a shame because it really only has the one good upgrade that people would want multiples of. And I guess that's why. It's because people want multiples of this pack. If you can find one for, more reasonable prices, then it's worth it. And that's why Lakota's at least on the list is upgraded phasers. Number 7 is the Gavroche. This was a collective booster. And while the named ship is interesting, the retail Valjean is a better Maquis Raider. Michael Eddington is an okay captain, but nobody really builds with him. Lon Suter isn't very good. Hijack is not a great talent. Focus Particle Beam is a cool weapon to try, but not what you build around. This pack is here because of Sakona, and solely because of Sakona. That is why you want this pack, and hopefully, if you can find a Gavroche, it should not be too expensive. Getting a Gavroche is definitely worth the money. Number 6, the Q-Continuum Prize Pack. There are 3 cards here that I see played a fair amount. Surprisingly, Admiral Captain Q is the least of them, but I see Think Fast played a ton, and I see Quinn played probably more than he has a right to be, but he's 2 points for an extra durability. And he goes on anything, and Think Fast is 1 point, and it goes on anything. So it's 1 point filler for any list that you need. Granted, you need a talent slot, but it's that 1 point to just say, hey, done. So the Q-Continuum Pack, to just have 60% of it be legitimate cards that people run in OP play, that alone makes it worthwhile. Q Female as a 10 skill captain has a place, not a great place, but a place, and Q2 is an interesting upgrade. Not one I love, but is an interesting one. Alright, number 5, Bioship Omega. For this to be number 5, you know that there are better things coming, but yeah, cool ship ability. Nothing you take seriously, but cool ship ability. Cool captain. Skill 2 hurts it, but cool captain. And 2 upgrades that made species absolutely playable. Neuropeptides and especially organic conduits. This is the pack that reinforced species and did it better than anything that anyone could imagine. So, Bioship Omega, if you can find it, it's worth it. Good luck, though. Number 4 is Sela's Warbird, and that is for reverse course and for Sela. Also, cool Dederdix model. Really, it's for those 2 cards. Other things are playable, but it's legitimate goodness in that. Yeah, it's a grand prize, and yeah, it's probably overpriced, but reverse course is that important to the future of this game, and that much of a hard counter to so many things. Sela's Warbird is that valuable to procure. Number 3, the USS Hood. Hood Riker is a staple. Extra defense die. He's undercosted. And anytime something is that undercosted, you gotta have it. Type 8 phasers. Also just ridiculous. But more than that, the Hood as a named ship is a really cool named ship to have. It doesn't always come into play, but it can work. And Robert DeSoto is a very interesting captain to have. Being able to reroll defense dice equal to crew, it's passive quality. Just to throw in there and say, hey, this is here. And systems upgrade is another upgrade that just adds in and does more. There's 1 bad card in this pack, and it's Tachyon Detection Grid, which is absolute garbage. We won't go there. But when there's 3 fantastic cards, tier 1 cards, absolute tier 1 cards, a great ship, and a very usable captain in the right kind of build, it's a pack you gotta have. And you're going, okay, if that's a pack I gotta have, why is it number 3? Well, that's because number 2 is the Enterprise-A. And, oh, yeah, is that a ship that you want to have? But it's more than just the named ship ability. It is the Captain Kirk that comes with it. A very usable Captain Kirk. Valeris is a very good crew. Not like Hood Riker good, but a very usable crew. Torpedo Bay has a place. You'd be surprised how that actually would work. And Leonard McCoy can even see some play. Isolation Door is tough, but it can work. But yeah, the ship, the named ship ability for this is just so good that it leads to wanting it far more than the Hood. And so that's why it jumps just ahead of the Hood, but truth be told, good luck finding either. And that's the unfortunate reality of these prize packs. But still, Enterprise-A, that's a great prize pack too. Number 1 is hopefully a prize pack you can still get a hold of, at least as I release this, and that is the USS Defiant 1764. Again, named ship. This is going to be a winner and a staple for a very long time because it is fed and mirror. Also, Captain Archer is ridiculously good. Maybe not the be-all end-all, but he is very good. T'Pol has a place. These cards have places. I want to see more happen with this pack. I think that the Defiant has great potential. The Defiant worries me as a ship, probably more than any ship does. And when we get to top ships, you will be seeing the Defiant 1764 on the top ship list. You will probably be seeing the Enterprise-A on my top ship list. That's why they take up the top 2 spots here. So, these are all really good prize packs. The notable omission here is, of course, the Ch'Tang. But here's the reality. It has become so expensive. We're talking $75 plus. I cannot justify putting that on the list for what amounts to 1 card, Barrage of Fire. Martok 9 isn't worth it. Maybe you can justify Sinon as a second card, but Barrage of Fire isn't all that it's cracked up to be. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's good, but I think the last time I ran Barrage of Fire was like Dominion OP4. And at that point, you're talking about early 2014? Maybe I ran it in the fall of 2014 just for kicks, but I haven't run that card in 2 years. And I'm not missing anything. So I guess it saw a little bit of fun play by a friend at some point, but you know, those things don't have to be done. And there's plenty of ways to get tons of attack dice without using Barrage of Fire. I'm not trying to poo-poo the idea of getting the Ch'Tang. It's a cool ship, but at some point I think having a bunch of options is cooler than having really expensive things. You gotta know what you're getting and make sure it's worth it to you. So that's my advice with these prize ships, these prize packs, is make sure what you're paying is actually worth it to you. And as long as it is, go for it. But these are the packs that I think are actually worth about what I'm seeing being asked for them. Yeah, if you have questions on packs and if you want to ask me if certain prices are worth it, send me a message. Leave a comment. I'll be happy to talk pricing. I try to be fair about things. So, anyways, I'm rambling at this point, but thank you guys for watching, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.